It is a party on the show this week. We'll celebrate a couple conference championships. Emily's still celebrating her birthday week. It's not one day, it's a week. Yes. Congrats on that, by the way. She is Emily Austin. I'm Matt Warner. Thanks so much for joining us this week at Flame Central.
Hey, the trophy cases are filling up on the mountain. We'll also bring you two great feature stories on today's show, both coming from the hardwood.
Yeah, but first, the Flames, they did it again. Liberty, a second consecutive season, claiming the Conference USA regular season title. The Flames secured the championship with a come-from-behind win this past Saturday at Jacksonville State. Liberty now becomes the first CUSA team to repeat as regular season champs since Middle Tennessee in 2018. Another impressive stat, the Flames have now won 11 total titles in the last 8 years. 7 regular season crowns, 4 tourney titles. And speaking of the tournament, Liberty now receives the #1 seed in next week's CUSA championship. But while their seeding may be secured, everyone else is still scrambling. It's likely Sam Houston will finish as the 2 seed, but literally no one else feels comfortable right now. With 2 games remaining in the regular season, a lot still to sort out. But what we do know is this: we will have coverage from the CUSA tournament in Huntsville, Alabama next week, where Liberty right now is looking for a second straight tournament title.
Often we hear how much this men's basketball program feels like a family. So when Coach McKay hired new strength and conditioning coach Robb Hornett, it wouldn't take long to notice Robb fit in perfectly, like family. And that love and support would be on display when Robb and his wife struggled to start their own family, realizing this team would support them every step of the way.
Shovel and flip! Shovel and flip!
This was not a hire I was looking forward to. I probably spent as much time on this one as I have any assistant coaching hire. I did a lot of interview. And I just prayed about it. I asked God, like, what do you want me to know about this hire and what do you want me to do? And as usual, God said, I got this one. And he gifted us Robb Hornett. It's been better than I even expected.
The journey to Liberty for Director of Athletic Performance Robb Hornett has been quite the adventure. There have been stops all over the country, training players getting ready for the NFL Combine, working with U.S. Special Forces as they prepare to go overseas, working with superstars in the NBA with the Golden State Warriors, before finally finding a home in college basketball.
When you get to a place young in your career, it's like a huge barn door that's open of information's getting filtered into you. And as you get more and more in your career, your filter gets better of receiving information. What do you think is going to work for that individual? So it's not that I was trying to rush the next thing. It was just a better step for my learning. And if I could learn more and harbor my skill set as a practitioner in the world of sports performance, I was all for it. And I was lucky enough to have a wife who would allow me to do that. When we first met, she was like, you love your job. We'll go wherever you want to go. Now 10 moves in, we'll see how that goes, but I'm really lucky to have a wife that allows me to follow my passion. Coach did a great job of recruiting my wife because that was going to be the hard one to sell, but he sold her on Liberty and our program and how it's ran, and she was like, you have to take the position if you get offered.
The Hornets would join the Liberty basketball family in 2022, and Robb would immediately start making a positive impact on his new team.
So I'm here. The only way I can really go initially is back before I put my toes on. So my toes got to be down so I can change direction out.
He's the best strength coach in the country, I think. Ever since I got here, he's taken care of my body and healthiest I've ever been playing basketball. And that's just a credit to him and what he does.
Relax, drive.
Not only is he great at what he does, it's more so just off the court, the relationships that we have with him off the court.
You getting any pain with that? What if we space it? What do you need to communicate a little more there? I can't read your mind. Does that feel better?
While Coach Hornett was excelling with his new basketball family, at home, Robb and Julie were struggling as they tried to start their own.
Once we started going through the IVF process and having a miscarriage and anything else that was going on, it challenges you and it challenges your faith. Like, is this for me? Is this what I want? Am I going to get what I want? And maybe I might not. We were challenged on the daily. We would walk around Riverside Park every single night talking about what's happening next, what's our next plan, what are we gonna have a kid, are we gonna have a kid? It was a lot of struggle at first, like why me, why my wife, why is this not happening?
But the hopeful parents would learn very quickly that they weren't on this journey alone.
Anything that I needed, coach and the staff, Chelsea on board, it was done. If I said I needed to go to a doctor's appointment, coach was like, anytime you need to go, you don't have to just tell me you're leaving so I can prepare practice the right way. Or if we need to change a lift, anything needed to be done, everybody on staff was fully supportive.
The Hornets would get the difficult news from their doctor that traditional IVF would no longer be an option, and they would have to find a surrogate to keep the chance of becoming parents alive.
So we were like, there's no way we can find a surrogate. Her sister mentioned early on that she would do it for us. We're like, no way she would do it. Julie calls her and she's like, yeah, I'll do it. Whatever you need. We talked. We're like, okay, we're going to go through with this. We have 2 to 3 embryos left. We're going to try it. First one we didn't work. We're like, do we give up on this? Do we do it again? Second one, we're like, okay, we're doing one more round. It worked on the second go around. Yeah, my son was born December 6, 2023. I'm so happy to be a father, but seeing the joy on my wife's face, probably the happiest moment of my life.
Not only did God provide them with a healthy boy in KK, in 2025, the family of 3 would become a family of 4 with the birth of Jolene.
It was a many miracle to us. She's like, let's try another round of IVF on me. I'm like, sure. It's never gonna work, right? I never thought we were gonna have a second kid, not alone the first kid. So like seeing this happen in this environment, I think a lot of things help, but I think it was a lot to do with this place.
Matheny astride inside the line, connects.
Just seeing my wife while I'm doing what I love and seeing her with my kids and her smiling is the only thing I really need to see.
Matheny inside Cleveland, the dunk.
Success for the Flames on the court has been easy to see, but oftentimes the best wins have come behind the scenes.
Seeing our young men and our staff become the men and prioritize their family and their pursuit of holiness, like for me, that's like, man, this is special. I wouldn't trade those moments. Don't get me wrong, I love cutting the nets and winning games and all that, but like that's not the win for us. The win for us is going to be in the relationships that are established and developed. There's no place like Liberty to get that done.
I wanted to be the smartest guy in the room. I wanted to be able to help guys in any process. And as I've gotten older and became a father, it's the relationship aspects even carried me more than the science has. So it's been really, really special being at this place. And for Coach, the university allowed me to do things that I never thought was going to happen.
We're all done, okay?
All right, let's check in with the Lady Flames. Liberty is heating up at just the right time. On Thursday, the Lady Flames beat Middle Tennessee 65-37, an impressive defensive effort. Ify Nwabi recorded 10 rebounds and 5 blocks, while Emmy Stout led the team with 14 points. Avery Mills made her much-anticipated return from an ankle injury in the big win over the Blue Raiders, but she really made her mark in the Lady Flames' comeback win over Western Kentucky on Saturday. She scored 13 of her 17 points in the second half alone, hitting 4 triples in the victory, which is good for 72 threes on the season, just 4 behind former teammate Emma Hess for the single-season record. The Lady Flames wrap up the regular season on Friday, hosting Delaware. So, with one more game to play, Liberty sits with a 10-7 conference record and has clinched a top 6 seed for the CUSA tournament, earning a bye into the quarterfinal round. So here's a look at those overall standings as of Thursday. The Lady Flames are currently in that 5th spot. La Tech with a dominant 15-1 record, followed by FIU, Missouri State, and Middle Tennessee.
Well, you heard Emily mention that Avery Mills is back for the Lady Flames after recovering from that ankle injury. That's huge news. She's led the team in scoring throughout the season, just 5 threes away from the program's single-season record. But as you're about to see, records and accolades aren't the most important thing to Avery. She plays for an audience of 1, with key support from a couple of others.
5'9" sophomore from Lynchburg, number 1, Avery Mills.
Playing with freedom, I would say, it's playing with the mindset that, I'm not playing for myself. I'm playing for just one person, and that's obviously God. And not only is he, my father and the giver of everything that I have, but he's truly my number 1 fan. Honestly, since I could walk, I've just been playing basketball. I've always been me and my brother are really athletic. We played a ton of sports growing up. So I would just be outside with him, in our backyard, in our driveway.
She was very easy to teach something to. She loved to learn. She was hungry to learn. Everything became natural for her. So as soon as he put a basketball in her hand and the way she started dribbling with right hand and left hand, we were like, okay, something's very different. Something is very, very different about her.
Is she as good as I think she is, because she would just take things off the television that I never even, worked on. And she would go out and be doing those like 2 days later. And I was like, this is good. I was like, this is really good. And then, from there, we knew she had the hunger. She's like, I want to train. I want to work. And that was kind of the beginnings.
And that hard work wouldn't take long to pay off. Avery Mills was so talented that colleges were already taking notice to the superstar at a young age.
I think it finally hit me that, basketball was my thing when I got my first offer. I was in 7th grade. I hung up the phone with the school, and I looked at my dad, and I was like, I don't really understand what just happened. And my dad, explained to me what it was, and I was like, wow. So, this, I can go somewhere with this.
So, at just 12 years old, Avery would begin that journey to determine where she would play collegiate basketball. Eventually, she would take a recruiting visit to the Mountain.
And that was it. Liberty checked all the boxes off.
And the difference that I believe wholeheartedly that was the game changer for Avery was that Coach Green personally called her. And before he talked basketball, he had asked Avery what her salvation story was. And the whole demeanor on Avery's face just totally, she actually looked at us we just all knew this is not normal. This is spiritual.
Recovery for tomorrow.
It may have been the next day, but we had prayed about it. We were like, what are we waiting for? We know, we have peace about it. This is where I want to be. This is where the Lord wants me to be. So we called them back almost immediately. We're like, this is what we want to do. I want to commit.
And Avery wouldn't move to Lynchburg alone. Her entire family would join her on this journey.
We made a decision when we got married and had children that we would be 100% present.
I remember, several mile markers through my journey, where, you look up and that parental figure is not there. And I think that's something that we decided early on was, the greatest present we can give our kids is to be present.
My parents, I think they've been at almost every single game of mine since I've been playing, back to even Parks and Recreation.
Oh yeah, let's go, Abe!
It's interesting, they actually don't sit together. My mom actually most of the time refuses to sit by him because he is very loud. But it's really, really special. I think I may have took it for granted a little bit growing up, but when I got to college, I really started to understand, wow, this means a lot. This isn't normal. So the older I've gotten, the more I've realized, how thankful I am for them.
In her first season with the Lady Flames, Avery would make quite an impact, landing on the Conference USA all-freshman team. However, it's how she's grown off the court that makes her family most proud.
A lot of people can say we play for an audience of one, but it's such a fine balance of having a superior competitiveness, but not letting that switch into your identity. And she does that as well as anyone I've seen.
So the Lord's He's really grown me since I've been here. Basketball is a gift to me, and it's not everything. It's not my whole life. It's not my identity. My identity is found in Him. So when I started to realize that, I started to really just play with freedom and play with joy again. So now, faith is everything for me. Every game, it's just another opportunity to glorify Him.
It's been such a joy getting to know Avery, and I think it's so cool how God made it so clear that, hey, Avery, this is where you need to be. You need to be at Liberty.
Yeah, she could have gone anywhere. I love the part of the story where Carrie Green asked her about her faith, and she's like, whoa, yeah, this is where I want to be. It just shows you, you want to play at the highest level of college athletics, and you're serious about your faith. What else are you looking for? This is the place to be, and we see that time and time again.
I know the Lady Flames are happy to have her on this roster. Hey, we just can't get enough of Avery around here. She was our guest interview on this week's Flame Central podcast presented by Ortho Virginia. She shared with us why she and Coach Sherrard call each other twin. What's been the topic of discussion in the film room lately, and much more. You got to check it out. We drop a new episode every Monday. Find it where you listen to your podcast or watch it on the Liberty Flames YouTube channel. We turn our attention to the track. For the third consecutive season, Liberty hosted the CUSA Indoor Track and Field Championships. You may remember the Flames had their streak of 27 straight indoor conference titles snapped last season, but the men reclaimed their top spot as conference champions while the Lady Flames took second place. The men's squad won the title by 37 points over Kennesaw State. Liberty won 4 events on Saturday, headlined by Jill Wade-Drago's program record 53 feet 1 inch triple jump. That marks the 4th straight meet he's broken the program record. What a start to his career as a Flame. On the women's side, the Lady Flames took second place to Kennesaw State, ending their string of 4 straight indoor crowns. Allie Zeeland won 2 of her 3 events, the mile and the 3K, and finished as the women's high point scorer of the meet. All in all, Liberty posted 11 total first place finishes. Most will now turn their attention to outdoor track, with the exception of Zeeland and Wade-Drago, who qualified for indoor nationals. Best of luck to both of them.
Congrats to track and field on a great showing. Hey, look who's here, Robb McKibben. You know what that means? Warm, hot, and fuego. Top player moment from the past week. I have to think there might be some track and field involved in today's West.
I think you might be right.
Okay. Do we also have a theme we're working with?
I'm digging through. I'm just thinking about the people here.
Yeah.
And I try to give them a good excuse to eat some fun things throughout their life.
Okay.
National Oreo Day coming up.
Do you ever need an excuse to throw back a few Oreos?
I don't know. I guess if you're trying, if you just made the New Year's resolution a couple months back and you're thinking that's I'm doing well.
We're in March. Those things are long
good reason to break it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. What, are you going to work that in here, or are you just throwing that out?
I'm just throwing that out there. But I guess I was
celebrate whatever feels right for you.
I was thinking of the first one though, warm. Like an Oreo. It's a good stress reliever. I guess maybe you don't want to go down that road because all of a sudden you've eaten the whole box.
Yeah, right.
But then I was thinking this first one, if you're having a bad day, the weight throw, wouldn't that be just a great way just to kind of get the anger out of your day? Just I'm going to chuck this.
Yeah.
So you guys went through some of the top-notch performances from the track and field championships. These are some of the ones that place first, but maybe, don't get quite the recognition that they deserve. And I wanted to hand it out here. Bethany Tate, 50 feet, 5.5 inches, claims first by a good distance. She had just a great one. Good to see her come out and get some much-needed points for the women. And it was neck and neck there through day one between Liberty and Kennesaw State. And FIU was up there, but their projected points were much lower. So you thought it was going to be between Liberty and Kennesaw State. Thought they had a chance at the end of day one. Day two was great for Kennesaw State, but she had a big performance there in the weight throw. So good for Bethany.
Those Owls are tough. All right, from warm, we go to hot.
All right, we're going to go to softball for a moment. And after their last little stretch, they probably want to eat some Oreos. It's been a little bit tough here lately, but they did have one moment that was a bright spot. Bryn McManus, late stages against Radford. You just saw a double, bringing a couple runs. You're thinking, okay, maybe we can tie this up. Bryn says, let's finish it right now, bottom of the 7th.
Oreos on me.
That's right. Yeah. Over the wall. And you think about teams that have their big three. That's become the thing in sports. And I really feel like, Savannah Jessie, Kierskiu, and then Bryn McManus is the third part of this. If her back can get going, ever since she was a freshman, she had that pop. Now, consistently, it hasn't been there, but I'm hoping in this year, this junior year, she can break out and just find that powerful swing that she has and just put up some home runs. I could see her being a 10 home run hitter at the D1 level. She's got that kind of bat speed.
It's going to be interesting now that the conference, it's turning to the conference season. Hopefully this team can kind of clean slate.
Yeah, I agree.
Move on from some of the struggles they've had and get back to being what we've seen over the years.
And I think you're right, because they've gone up against some aces here early on, some really good pitching. So now, and it's going to take a notch down in CUSA play, and I think Bryn will take advantage of that.
All right, finally in Fuego this week, a lot of good options. Who you got?
I'm going Taj Brown, 60-meter hurdles. Sometimes you watch a race and you think right off the bat, oh man, this guy's got it. This is how I felt watching Taj. He just got a great jump right off the bat and was just smooth sailing. Sometimes you see guys nick a hurdle. No, he's just see ya fellas, I'm rolling. It was smooth. This is over. Give me the points.
That's one of those races too. One little miscue. Oh, that's it.
Right.
It's over. Like, you can't really mess up. You got to be almost perfect. Yeah, smooth kid running.
Great job by him. It was just effortless. And again, coming in first place, Liberty claims. Good to see the men with a bounce back effort this year take the title.
Back in their rightful spots.
That's right.
Yes. All right. Appreciate it as always. With more, let's send it back over to Emily.
Thanks, guys. Hey, Red, I'm not trying to steal your segment, but if you were looking for an honorable mention in Fuego this week, you could give it to Ben Blair. The Flames' right-hander was named the CUSA Pitcher of the Week after his last start against Hofstra. In the outing, Blair pitched 7 innings, allowed just 2 runs, and struck out a career-high 12. This marks the second time already this season that Blair has been named the Pitcher of the Week. He and the Flames carry a 6-game win streak into the weekend home series against Harvard. Blair is expected to take the mound in the series opener on Friday night. Hey, before we say goodbye, we have a heartwarming feature to share with you. Night to Shine is an event that came to life from the Tim Tebow Foundation more than 10 years ago. It's a worldwide movement that values and supports people with special needs and their families through a prom centered on God's love.
Yeah, and right here at Liberty, 26 student athletes participated in the event, while the Academic Affairs for Athletics put together a prom dress donation campaign called Project Prom to supply dresses and suits for that night. Take a look.
It's a chance to allow people with special needs to get out there and just be free and allow them to have a great time, and for us as their dates to go out there and support them and make sure they have a good time as well.
All of the fun prom activities. So we dance, we have music, I think have games, and it's just such a fun event, and we're really happy to be a part of it.
Thanks to our Helmut Montoya for producing that piece. I am told he got out on the dance floor as well.
There it is.
The kid can cut a rug.
Heard he's breaking it down, stealing those moves.
Is he? No one's stealing those moves. Hey, we are about out of time. LibertyFlamesCentral.com. Check it out. Check out any stories that you might have missed along the way.
Yeah, and also check out the Flame Central podcast presented by Ortho Virginia. We drop a new episode every Monday. This week, we have a CUSA tournament preview that you don't want to miss. For Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you right back here next week.